I'm often asked the question of should we separate? My name is Lee Balkum and I'm the Internet's leading marriage expert, and I want to address this question with you so you'll know exactly how to respond if this comes up. The real question is separation useful? That's the real question. Now, lots of books recommend this. Many therapists require you to be separated in order for them to be willing to work with you. Attorneys often recommend this as a solution, and I do not. I do not recommend this except for in cases where there is abuse going on. When there is abuse, it's gotten to be too dangerous, and I do believe in separation for those, but that's really not to work on the marriage as much as to keep someone safe. In general, I do not recommend a separation as a way of dealing with marital problems. In my mind, separations are trial divorces. Let's see how it is to be apart. Even if people say, let me see if I miss you when you're not there, that's still got behind it this idea that maybe I won't miss you and maybe we can just go on our separate ways. Most couples do not reunite after a separation. Statistics are very low for success for people who actually do separate, and in fact, the longer the separation, the lower the chances of getting back together. So the notion that you can work on your relationship by being apart is, in my mind, just ludicrous. It's kind of this idea that we can't work together, so we're going to separate and work together. It just doesn't work. It's just not useful. Sometimes you need to separate in the house, and there are some specific reasons why I think you should stay in the same house, but you may need some room to, and that's when communication escalates too often. If you find yourself constantly fighting, you may need to find, for instance, separate bedrooms or separate places to spend the evening, just as a way of making sure that you don't constantly get into this escalation process. And when you can't sleep because you're angry with the person who's beside you, sometimes you just need to do that to get your rest. Sometimes life requires you to have more energy to deal with other issues of life, and so you choose to separate within the household. And really, those are the reasons that I would say you do any kind of separation at all. Here are my general suggestions, and again, your specific situation may be different, but here's what I generally suggest. I suggest that you stay in the same house other than times of abusive relationships. I suggest you stay in the same house, that you decide that you're going to work on the relationship while you're staying in the same house, but you decide when it is appropriate. It's not okay to follow each other around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to have relationship talks. It's just not okay. And in fact, it's not okay to be constantly trying to get something from your spouse for them to really basically reassure you of what's going on. And also, you want to learn how to fight fairly to reduce the escalation if that's the real issue. So you may want to find some skills in doing that. In fact, I have one on my website at www.savethemarriage.com. You'll see an offer on how to receive my free report on my included report on how to fight fairly. It's 5 basic rules for fighting fairly, and that's in with lots of other reports that you can get access to by going to www.savethemarriage.com. That's www.savethemarriage.com.